I am delighted to introduce our new series, Dubai Area and Community Guides, to be published weekly. This series is designed to provide comprehensive and insightful details about the various and numerous distinct parts of Dubai, directly from the perspectives of those who live, work and enjoy all that this remarkable city has to offer. So welcome to our podcast, and today we're going through a special series. Actually, we're going to be doing area guides with Lisa. Lisa from the CSP group, good to have you here.
Thanks, Jalpesh. Nice to be back.
And there's so many areas in Dubai, so I think this podcast may have to go out on different days of the week. But we'll see how it goes, because the number of areas are growing and expanding all the time, but there's a lot of things to talk about. So where should we start today?
Well, I thought we could start with Damac Hills. It's quite a nice community to talk about. A lot going on there. Kind of caters to a lot of needs, so it would be quite a good one to start on.
And that's the original Damac Hills, because there's another one, correct?
Yes, there's Damac Hills 2 now, which is much further out. But yeah, Damac Hills 1, which is down Hesse Street, opposite a community called Remram. So should we start with that one today then?
Yes, please do. It's all on your side now.
All on me now. Okay, perfect. All right, so Damac Hills is a luxury community. It's obviously developed by Damac Properties. It actually spans around 42 million square feet, and it's a mixture of residential types. So there's villas, there's townhouses, there's apartments, there's also some hotels, and there's a hospitality element as well. One of the key features is the Trump International Golf Club, which is central to the community. There's lots of different amenities within the Damac Hills. There's parks and green spaces, lots of lakes and gardens, lots of walking and cycling tracks. There's a skate park, there's a horse stable, there's a petting farm. Obviously, there's the golf course, which is very popular. That encompasses a clubhouse, a pro shop, and a training academy for those that are interested in golf. It also offers quite a lot of sporting and family activities like tennis courts, football fields, cricket pitches. There's children's play areas. There's actually a beautiful pool community, or pool area, should I say, called Malibu. Villa residents have access to it throughout the week. Apartment dwellers can only access it on certain days of the week between a certain timing. But it's a beautiful little area. It's like I want to say it's like the beach. There's no sand, but it's kind of like a very low rise pool. It's got lots of deck chairs, palm trees, a swing, so it's really nice. Included in that, we've also got a school within the community, the Jebel Ali School, which caters from everything from nursery all the way to year 12. There's a retail, obviously lots of retail and grocery stores around. There's a Carrefour within the community, which is the more affordable supermarket. And then we've also got a little shopping mall that has a Spinneys, which is higher end pricing. It's got a lot of international products within the Spinneys, and the shopping mall has a pharmacy. It's got optometrist, a few coffee shops, a few restaurants, located within the mini mall, if you will. Good access to main roads, Hesse Street, for those that already live here, Al Qudra, which is the road that takes you to the cycle track. It's not far from Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan Al Nahyan Street. There's no metro access currently within the community, but there are buses. So there is that public transport element as well. And obviously taxis and Ubers frequent the area. There's quite a few pros and also a few cons within the community. So while it's a very green, calm, family-friendly environment, the location is somewhat removed from the main central business and financial centers. So depending on where you work, commute times are and can be, quite significant. So for example, I live in Damac Hills. I work in Bay Square. It usually takes me 35 to 40 minutes in the mornings, and that is taking a route that kind of avoids the traffic if possible. But I still hit traffic when I get down to, Bay Square, Bay Central, the downtown community where all the cars are now piling up. So that's a con to living out there. If you work in, DIFC, downtown Business Bay type of communities. If you're working on the other end of town, like Expo City, it's a very easy drive. You don't face a lot of traffic. Another pro is the scenic views. Obviously, if you've got a villa or a apartment on the golf course, you can obviously have that view. You can some of the apartments can actually see the Burj Khalifa on a clear day, which is great. Um, yeah, it's great for property ownership because it's a freehold community. Some further cons would be service and maintenance fees can be high, especially for villas and premium units. Um, and also, public transport once again is a bit of a, not we're not quite as advanced yet as having the metro on our doorstep. So yeah,
Yes, there's plus and minuses, and it's quite an old community, so
yes,
everything's sold, I assume, there, and it's all about secondary sales, really, more than
yes.
anything new being developed.
Well,
But
you
that,
say that, but we actually there's new developments along the golf course. So as you enter Damac Hills, they are
hmm,
building new apartment buildings on the one end of the golf course that used to be open, but that's now being closed off with apartment buildings. So they are still building villas in the community. But yeah, I've lived there for close to 8 years now, and I was the first one in the property. However, the properties were built probably a year prior to me moving in. So, yeah, I'd say at least 9 or 10 years old now for some of those, or even older, because my building was one of the newer apartment buildings established. So even up to 12 years old, it could be by now, 12, 13 years, which is quite old, comparatively speaking, to all the new
hmm.
residential communities popping up all over the place,
But it is on the doorstep of what Sports City and Motor City, correct?
Correct, that's correct. And
And they are growing. Those
they
two
are,
areas are being developed quite heavily now because you've
yes.
got JVC just further than that, and
Correct.
that's obviously now almost fully saturated JVC.
Yes.
So it is going to be production city, sports city, and motor city is the next ones in between
Yeah,
where you
and also
are.
that Studio City, so all productions. So Studio City has got a lot of developments going on, and that's in between Damac and Motor City. So that falls in between. So there's a lot of new apartment buildings going up there. There's also Tilal Al Gaf, which is a community on the opposite side of the road of Studio City. Um, and really, like a stone's throw away from Motor City, that's a new villa community. And they have a school, Royal Grammar School is located within that community. Beautiful community, trees, and it's a very pretty community. They also have a little mall there. So there's a lot of things going on in close proximity. It's a lot of villa communities and apartment communities on my side of town, for example. So yes, Arabian Ranches, Sustainable City, Motor City, Talal Gaff. They're also building Damac Hills Lagoons, which is across the road from Damac Hills, next to Remram. So that's all being developed at the moment. So I feel like everything's moving even further away than anticipated. So, like I thought Damac and Remram are the end of it, but now they're developing further, like towards Expo, if you will,
Yeah, yeah.
down that stretch as well. So, yeah, filling up the gaps where they pop up, which is great. Everything is booming in the UAE in terms of developments, if you will. So,
No, great. So with Damac Hills, quickly, what would
ooh.
you say? Is it sort of more family or more professionals, or is it a mix of everyone that likes to live there? What type of person would like to live in Damac Hills or is suitable for?
Okay, well, it's actually a mix of people. So obviously, I'm a single individual, and I love living there because it's quieter. Even though there's a lot of people in the community now, it's still a quiet community. There's not a lot of noise on the weekends. There's also a lot of families that live there. Obviously, the villas are inhabited by a lot of families, and also the bigger apartments, like the 2 or 3 bedrooms. A lot of families live in the apartment buildings as well. Pet friendly community, 100%. Every other person has a dog or a cat. So very friendly to that kind of environment. People that like greenery. We have this huge park, which is great. If you like cricket, you might like the community because
Hmm.
there's cricket gets played on the weekends in the big park, and there's actually a cricket pitch there. But it's just a really, I think it's a community for anybody that doesn't want to live in the hustle and bustle. Um, Marina, it's a very busy, hustly bustly kind of place, whereas Damac is more serene
Hmm.
and chilled.
How
So yeah,
close is it to restaurants and bars? And is there a small sort of area for that as well there, or do you have
yeah.
to
So
still travel in?
within the community there is a hotel, and there's actually also a medical center which I wanted to mention. But there's a hotel, the Radisson, and there are restaurants within the Radisson. Um, There's also Trump that's got, they've got a bar or pub kind of style restaurant, and then they've also got a, more fine dining. Well, I wouldn't say fine dining, but more of a restaurant style setup as well. So you can go to the pub quizzes, or you can eat in the nice restaurants as well. So there are these options within the community itself, so you don't actually have to venture out. But then Motor City, just down the road, has got a multitude of restaurants. Studio City has a hotel, and they've also got a lot of restaurants there. They've got a Irish pub in there. They've got a Mexican. They've got a really nice restaurant called Maine, which serves a variety of really high quality food. So you are kind of not, you're not in a lack of finding a place to eat close by. Arabian Ranches, on the other hand, has Mattis Mason, which is a lovely, lovely restaurant to also visit. Great food, great ambience. So within these, within this close proximity, you can really find anything you're looking for. And also the delivery drivers, if you want takeaways, most of them deliver from most restaurants around Dubai would deliver to Damac Hills. So, kind of not an issue in terms of finding something nearby. If you want to go out, if you want to stay in, takeaways are always easy and really quickly delivered as well. So.
No, excellent. And I actually love the clubhouses. I like the golf clubhouses. I can't play golf yet, which I have to learn. But the clubhouses I love. I mean, there's so many choices there, and I'm sure the Trump one will be just as good as the rest. So
that's amazing. The restaurants at the Trump are amazing. Even the bar, like where they have the quizzes, and there's a beautiful outdoor seating area, and during the winter months it's beautiful to sit out there and look across the golf course, which is lit up. So it's really pretty. So if that's your vibe, then Damac Hills is really a great area to live. Not extremely over the top in terms of pricing. Obviously, prices have increased across all locations in Dubai. I mean, my rent is going from 63 to 75 this coming year. So, we're all looking at increases, but it is still a reasonably affordable community to live in. Not the cheapest in Dubai, but also not the most expensive. So, it's great. Also, just for the kids, and adults, we've got a paddle court. We have 2 tennis courts. We also have 2 football pitches where they do have a club that provides lessons, so kids don't have to leave the community. So say they go to Jebel Ali School and they play football, they could go do the football lessons, in the afternoon post school, within the community. So they can ride their bicycles, their scooters, or whatever the case is, through the park to get to, the football pitches. So, there's something for everybody within the community itself. So yeah, fantastic.
No, that's excellent. Is there a mall there as well?
There's a mini mall, yes.
Okay.
Which is great, which has the spinnies. It has a few coffee shops. It's got a few restaurants within there as well, an optometrist. I don't want to say Bath and Body Works because I don't think they're in there, but there's a shop that sells similar kind of items within the mall. So anything you need is in the community. You don't actually have to leave if you don't want to. So if you work from home, it's a great location. They've got a pet area where you can take your dogs to run around in like a sand pit with different activities your dog can do. So if your dog is one of those that likes to run up a ramp, and then for training activities, we've also got that facility within the community. So yeah,
excellent.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Lisa. I think we've covered everything in Damac Hills, and hopefully the audience has enjoyed that, and we'll move on to the next one, really. And yeah, I mean, we want to continue this series and keep looking at different areas. So we ask everyone to please follow and share, and also comment on which other area they may want to see or hear about, so we can put that as a priority. So 100%. Thank you again, Lisa, for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Jalpesh.
I hope you enjoyed today's guide, and do take a moment to share and follow us on our respective platforms. Your encouragement and promotion help us reach a wider audience and enable us to enhance the quality of our offerings.